it's Debbie with Kip's Corner. I'm back and I'm kind of excited to show you some of the things that I have done for Susan Taylor Brown for a guest design team project. Ended up being sort of not just one project, but multiple. Susan has a lot of really bright, colorful, and pretty digital kits on her Etsy shop, Poppiness, Poppiness. Poppiness is the name of her shop. And so I'm doing a guest design team project for her, and I selected one of her eco die kits. She has several of them, and I just picked one. They all are equally pretty. I think I'll have to look, but there's 3 or 4 different ones. And then I also received from Susan nature quotes, which is several pages of quotes about nature. And they're on the same quotes are on 3 different backgrounds, so they're really nice. I just selected or just used them in a couple spots throughout these pieces. But the ask was to make something, anything. And I'm getting ready to start on a new journal. And so I thought, well, rather than trying to make a journal in the amount of time that I had, I would work on a few miscellaneous pieces using the Eco Die kit that I got as sort of background paper. And I thought that would be a really good way to show you all some of the different things you can do with some gorgeous background papers. They don't have to be digital, but they can be digital. I think digital papers, you get sort of more bang for your buck, if you will, because you can print them over and over again and use them over and over again. And if you're in a situation where you like one sheet from the kit, you can use that same sheet as many times as you like. You do need to read all the terms and conditions from whatever kit you're buying, but for the most part, they're very versatile. And so that's what I want to show you today, is some of the versatility and some of the things that I did. So I'm going to scoot this all aside here and just kind of pick these things up one at a time. Here are 2 tags that I made. I have a video that I just posted showing you making this one, I believe. No, yeah, this one. This was the first one I did, and this was the second one I did. These are chipboard tags. I haven't backed them with anything. Surprisingly, I kept the backs pretty clean, which is a little unusual for me. And they're a nice, thick chipboard. I like to put at least one of these, usually just one really, in the journals that I make. They're nice and big, you can see, based on my hands. They're good size, they're sturdy. You can do a lot of mixed media work on them because they're so sturdy and thick. You're not going to get warping or... Anyway, so I used some chipboard and some bird images. This one has music on it and book page. One of the quotes from Susan's nature quotes sheet. It's, if one truly loves nature, one finds beauty everywhere, from Vincent van Gogh. Then I've got some crackle paste up here in the top corner with some steampunk copper, I believe is the name of the paint on top of that, and then a patina gilder's wax down at the both pieces. And then I've taken there's a little charm here and some sari silk for the closure, and then I've just added a little bit more of that patina wax along the edge. So that's that piece. And I started with the chipboard tag, laid down a part of one of the pages from Susan's kit, and went from there. And that is what I did for both of these. So I have 2. Okay, next up is, let's see, how about some corner pockets? These were very simple. I just used a craft cardstock as a base, laid down some paper, and you can kind of see here on the edge where my paper was just a little shy, but laid down a piece of the Eco Die printout. Over here I've got some vintage linen and a stamp, and just inked the edges, put a little notch in that one, scored my corners or my edges, and this is now a corner pocket ready to go. Same thing here, only difference is I just didn't put a notch in this one. And this is it's a little bunny sticker. And behind that is just a piece of book page, vintage book page, and I've sewn around that little stamp sticker. And this is, you know, just this natural part of the paper. You can see from the same kit how very different these two, color-wise, how these really ended up being. Gorgeous, beautiful colors. Next up, I have, sort of in the vein of Tracy Fox's design or challenge, Facebook team group challenge. Yeah, I'll get it right. Facebook group challenge last month for the month of July was basically just to alter a you know, a notebook of some sort. And these are little mini notebooks. You get a 3-pack of them for under $1 at Walmart. And so this is some I had left over from that challenge. And I just wrapped the cover with a piece of that eco-dyed paper. Put a little, this is a little, like a linen trim with some butterflies printed on it. And then I've just added a little flower down here at the bottom. Very simple, not much to that. I didn't do anything on the inside, but I did use that paper on the outside. Next up is, let's come over here and we'll do these. Going along with the tags, I also did a couple of little tags. This is a tag from a Tim Holtz die cut that I've got. We've got 2 different types of tags in there. And I just laid the paper down on the bottom. And this is a rip out from one of the Edith Holden books. And then I've got the quote added at the bottom that says, "Let us cultivate our garden," Voltaire. And I didn't do anything to the back. I just started with a piece of craft cardstock. So this is just, and then a little sari silk at the top. Very simple, easy, great way to start with a background, especially when you're talking about papers that are, you know, there's not a lot going on, or well, there can be a lot going on, but it's not going to take away from whatever you do to the top. And the eco-dyed sheets from Susan's shop are perfect for that. And then here's another little baby tag. This started out as a tag from, I think, from a paper kit. It's got lines on the back. And I just, same thing, laid down the eco-dyed paper, added some butterflies, a grommet, sari silk, some lace. Actually, this lace is covering up a mistake I made. So there's that. Yeah. Next up is, here, let me show you. This is an envelope. And on the outside is a page from Edith Holden book. And I've added a quote here that says, "If I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk through my garden forever." From Tennyson. That's a beautiful quote. And I just used a sheet of Edith Holden paper, you know, from her book, folded it up, sewed it, but on the inside, I used a sheet of the eco-dyed paper. So it creates this beautiful inside. So I've covered up whatever was on the back side of that paper, glued the 2 pieces together, sewed around the edge, trimmed it, scored it, folded it. And, well, actually, I scored it and folded and then sewed it. Added a notch in here. Very simple to do, and it turned out adorable. And then on the flap, I've added a piece of lace and then a piece of this green, sort of a chenille kind of trim that I have that I got from the Snippet Shop on Etsy. So, adorable envelope. Didn't really do a whole lot to it. The papers used sort of did it for me. And I'm anxious to use this in a journal, in an upcoming journal. And it's just a simple, there you go. Pretty. Okay, next up is, this is, I don't know, a pocket foldy thingy. Yeah, that's what we'll call it, a pocket foldy thingy. I started with 2 envelopes. You can see there were 2 craft colored envelopes. You can kind of see those there. Put them together and then just went panel by panel and started playing. So in the first panel, I first laid down a piece of the eco-dyed paper, and then I put down the, it's the die cut slots from Tim Holtz. I don't remember what they're called, but it's a slotted piece. And I just cut that out from some paper I had left over from Stamperia. And it's their spring, let's see, I think it's called their spring paper pad. And it's just a little leftover piece from something. So I die cut that slot. And this is also from that same paper pad. But on top of Susan's paper, look at that. It's like the colors were made for each other. And you can still see the leaf in the background, and it just turned out really cute. And then down here at the bottom, I added a little bit of cheesecloth, and then a little butterfly sticker on top of that. Then these are from that same Stamperia shop that they're just little cards that you can cut out from one of the paper stacks, and I've just added a few of those in here. And if I can get them back in here, and just kind of added a few in different spots of the slots. And there you have the front. On the inside, on this side, the background is a piece of this Stamperia paper and some cards in here. And then I've just created a pocket here with another piece from that same paper pad. But on this side, isn't that pretty? On this side, this is a clean leaf from one of the pages in Susan's kit. I've added another one of the nature quotes with some cheesecloth behind it. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. John Muir. Then I made this. I adhered the sheet to some craft cardstock to give it stability, and then created a pocket. So this opens up here at the top. And then I just put a little butterfly down here at the bottom. Beautiful spread when you open it. Then on the back, this is a double pocket. Again, this is a piece. The funny thing is, with everything I made, I did not even come close to using all of the sheets in Susan's kit. I think total I may have used 3, perhaps 4, but it's amazing, what you can do when you've got these pretty colored backgrounds. So this is just a piece, again, placed onto, oh no, that one's not. That's just a piece there in a sturdy paper. And I've created a little pocket here, and then more from that Stamperia pad, which went so well with this kit. I've created a side pocket here. So the result is a pocket folder thingy, a thingy of pockets, a folder thingy of pockets. I have no idea. But I think this would be really cute to either just slip into a journal and a corner tuck or something like that, or you could sew this in here down this center and have it as 2 different pages. So anxious to use that in an upcoming journal as well. And last but not least, I wanted to show you that while I've used Susan's kit as background papers, they're also equally impressive as a main piece or a main page in your journal. So this is just one of the sheets trimmed down. Hope you can see that. I'm not straight, but there, yep, that's better. Trimmed down, I inked the edges, and I used Mod Podge to adhere. This is the craft colored painter's masking paper. You can get a roll of it at Walmart for a couple dollars, and it lasts forever. And it's a very thin sheet, and so I just laid some Mod Podge down on top of the printout of the eco-dyed paper. Put this on top, used a brayer to kind of get it all flattened out. And I don't know if you can see it, but this has cool little, it's not going to show up. It's got a cool texture to it here on the inside. And again, I think I already mentioned, I just inked around the edges, put a corner. And then when I was folding it up, I realized I had gotten some Mod Podge on the front right around here. So I decided to add a little tuck spot. I'm all about totally all about covering up your mistakes, right? Because you know there's going to be mistakes, and that's okay. Just, you know, either live with them or hide them. So what I did is I took another piece from my Edith Holden book. I adhered it to some craft cardstock to give it, you can see that there, to give it some stability, and added these adorable little buttons, and then just adhered it to the sides. So I've created, let's see if I can find something I can tuck in there. I've created just a little tuck spot here. So this page I will use in an upcoming book, and it'll be a beautiful, you know, especially I tend to do nature themed books. So this of course is especially going to be appropriate for that, but I think you could use this in a lot of different, you don't have to have a themed book. It's just pretty colors, pretty greens, and there's blues in here, and the oranges. It's just very, very pretty. So Susan, thank you. I hope I did you proud with what I was able to come up with your kit. It's a pretty kit. Lots of, as a matter of fact, I think I actually had a hard time kind of trying to decide what I wanted to use from Susan's shop, because they're all, she uses bright, vivid colors and you know, a lot of butterflies and things like that of course that I love. But so maybe I will pop over there and get another one to play with. But for now, this is the Eco Dyed kit. I will put a link down below, down there, to her shop, and specifically to the two kits that are here, the nature quotes and the Eco Dyed paper. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button and subscribe, and by all means click on that other link down below and pop on over to Susan's shop and take a look at her selection. It's fun stuff. Thanks again. Bye-bye.